red. Thunder, like you've seen it a million times.
Good morning and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm David Steele. In a second I'll show you my truck. I'm back in a K100 today, and this K100 is an interesting looking beast. And by interesting I mean it's like barn found. And this skin is courtesy of Outlaw. If I forget to put a link down below, which is entirely possible, then just look up or Google Outlaw Trucking Barn Find K100. The wheels are Jasper mod. It's a premium mod. This I suppose you might say the wheel and tire pack was sponsored by my good friend Zach. Trailer today is a Wilson cattle trailer, and just in case you didn't know, or I already said it, but the is that my reversing beeper or is that a car horn? The truck is overflow to Harvin's K100E. I'm making a mess of this. Probably the chump driving warning. Okay. Engine is provided via the Steel Productions engine pack. We are running a Cummins NH2 Supercharged today. It's the 290 horsepower version. So 290 horsepower, 778 foot-pounds of torque, which in the late 1960s was a fairly respectable number. Got a 10-speed as well, a 10-speed overdrive with a 488 final drive. So this thing's geared to do about 65. I think it'll do 67, 68 at the governor, which why would you want to go any faster? I'm making a right mess of this. Let's go ahead and try and straighten things up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that actually is my reversing light. It does sound like a car alarm's going off. I think this is going to be good enough. I mean, cows can move, right? So it should be fine. What time is it here? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, nearly 3:30 in the afternoon. I don't think we'll get these cows on board by the time night arrives. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut the engine down. I'm going to let the farmer and the cattleman do their job, and I'm just going to text the farmer's daughter here, and I guess I'll be right back. Okay, 4 a.m. It's dark, and yeah, there go these security lights. Great. Well, let's go ahead and start her up. Get my stage 1 lights on. Right, a full chunk of moo cows in the back. Let's go ahead and jump in the cabin. Okay, what's today's route then? I think it's Denver. Let's take a look at the map. Yes, it is. That looks wow. That was a very straight run. Okay. I mean, that looks very easy. Turn left. Keep going. Turn left. Welcome to America, folks. If you try this in the UK, it would be turn left at the roundabout, take this first exit, sorry, on the side of the road. Then every other mile will be a roundabout or two, or a junction or something going on like that. So, yay. Okay. Right, well, 3 hours of driving is what it reckons. I think it'll be a little bit longer. Go ahead and get truck in gear. Make sure we've not got any stowaways. The farmer's daughter's not back here. That's good to see. I mean, the farmer will be pretty upset with me, I imagine. Alright, let's make like a tree and get out of here. guess we turn right up here. I mean, we could turn left, go down here, but have you seen how long this trailer is? That's a nope from me. In fact, let's see if we can switch to the drive-by view. Okay, not a bad view, to be fair. And yeah, this is a pretty long trailer. The 88,000 pound one is most definitely longer. That is a heavy load. A little difficult to see where I'm going from this view, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, I see what we do. Okay. So the transmission today, it's a 10-speed, but it's configured as an 8-speed with a couple of crawler gears. And show this view here. We're in second gear right now. I'm going to end up stopping at the top. See if it puts me in low. I'm using the box in automated mode right now because I am not that I'm too lazy. This is just difficult to drive without seeing what gear you're in. Okay, we're off. Let's go ahead and tuck it in. Oh, that's fine. Looks like that truck's turned off. Right, and we're on the road. So, some expectations I have about today's powertrain package. Number one, lots of noise. And I've turned down the gain volume for the video so it won't be so deafening for yourself watching, but lots of noise. Number two is, even though it's a 10-speed, a lot of gear changes. And that's partly because this engine is a little peaky. It really wants to be kept to sort of 1500 revs. Well, I say 13 to maybe 1800 revs. You can rev it higher, and you do get full power at sort of higher engine speeds, but you generally don't need to. If you need the extra 10 or so horsepower you get from hitting the governor, you're probably driving it wrong. Wow, these brakes are... yeah, they feel a little bit compromised. A lot of weight behind me. Okay, get down on the power. I really want to get this thing up to speed. I'm not going to be able to do 75. I can't go that fast. But getting up to 55 would be useful. Would avoid me getting stomped. Okay, there we go. Actually, that's kind of interesting that there was nothing behind me. Okay, so I'm at full power right now, and that looks like we're coming out to a hill, so this could be a patience-inspiring engine. I reckon we're going to get there at 7:21. I think that time's going to drift back, but we have until almost 11 o'clock in the morning, so I think we're going to be okay. A good job we've got so long because we're already bleeding speed. It's great that we get to spend time and look at the interior of the truck. A bit of artifacting going on there. Look towards the middle of the display. There's something weird going on. That's because of lossless scaling. Very occasionally, I see some sort of artifacts happening. It's not that big a deal. I generally only see it after I see it. Right now, it's probably still there. Yeah, it is. But lossless scaling means that this game in 1.50 is playable, and I gotta say, I would struggle to play this game at a proper 30 frames per second. It's not as terrible as some people make out. This feels a bit unresponsive, and it looks kinda unresponsive. Though it does appear that YouTube on my capture, OBS Studio, it captures this thing at 30 frames a second, which is not necessarily surprising. That the lossless scaling application does some clever stuff with the graphics card. I don't pretend to understand what it does. But hey, it makes the game playable until it's patched, if performance is improved, or I guess I end up getting new hardware. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on my settings. I'm going to take a look at what I did to make the game playable, what I've done to improve performance, at least make it solid. And actually, I shouldn't rage on 30 frames a second. SCS minimum specification is based towards running the game at low to medium settings at 1080p. I'm running this game a lot higher than 1080p resolution, but I'm using way more powerful hardware than the minimum spec. Well, we're going between 7 and 8 right now, maybe reaching 45 and then back down to sort of 40. But, like I say, it's a heavy cargo, and I imagine that my total gross vehicle weight would be something close to 100,000 pounds. And I may get a chance to see what that is a little bit later. But right now, nothing coming up that can weigh me. It's Carson, and there's not much to see right now. It's still dark. Back down to 7th gear. I can under the street lights. We'll see if we can see a bit more of this rather natty looking paint job. I love the whole barn find. I think that it's a great idea. Some modders go to the length of making the chrome bits look pitted and sort of scratched and scuffed and marked. This one doesn't, but it's okay. It doesn't really detract too much from it. The wheels are a nice finishing touch. I'm gonna go ahead and use the right-hand lane. Yeah, it's a nice touch to be able to have those rusty steel wheels. Not pretty. Hey, weigh station. I'll get what I want. Just when I get up to 55, of course. Okay. That's 55, and... yeah, I called it. Go ahead and pull it then. So what did I say, about 100,000 pounds? Okay. I don't know what this will be, to be fair. So we'll find out. Interesting effect with the holding the wheel there. I guess there's something missing for the model. Oh, my driver's tired. Well, I mean, I did. Don't see the farmer's daughter, I suppose, so I might explain it. Weird. Okay, I'm an hour and a half away from my destination, pending having to drive slowly because I can't get up to cruise, and I've got 2 hours left in my shift. That is not much leeway. That's what, 23 minutes, 22 minutes of leeway there. I think I'm going to be over my shift, and that's it's unavoidable. I can't stop. Because if I stop, then I will most definitely be late, and won't get paid for this trip. Okay, let's see what I weigh. 93. I was way off. Wow. It's embarrassing. Right, well, I guess I better burn off some more of this diesel then. So I'm nailing the power. I'm going to go ahead and switch to manual. I really need to make some progress here. So I'm going to take it to the governor between each gear change. And sunrise is beautiful. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, I like that. Right, well, that's got it nailed in, I think this is 6th, it might be 7th gear. I've lost count. Either way, it's going to go back up. Either way, we're not going anywhere quickly. And this is going to be chewing away at my time, so... really? Well, that's disappointing. Now I'm going to be late. And I barely left the, that was 6th gear, I barely left the weigh station. sure Camaro you can put the acceleration to go. So why are you braking, sir? Come on. In fact, why is this lead truck only doing 40 miles an hour? There we go. Now he's accelerating. Maybe he's I don't know. Maybe he's distracted. What's to say? Okay, we are wringing this supercharged engine's neck, and we are not yet at 50 miles an hour. I guess it just goes to show that 93,000 pounds is probably a bit too much for this engine. And ready for the upshift. Let's keep it in this gear till we climb this hill. It's not quite at the governor either. You most definitely hear the turbo. But the supercharger even, whoa. You hear the supercharger spool down. And ready to change. I'm 50 miles an hour. There you go. Did you hear the supercharger spooled off? Upshift. Great. Okay. Let's put my cruise at 65 miles an hour, which is not quite at the governor. I'm going to go back to using the gears in automated mode. In theory, I won't need to change down other than the gradient, and that just puts me in the 7th, I think. Although, I should really not tempt fate, because it's entirely possible I'll come across some traffic congestion. And we're already losing speed. Yeah, this is way too much cargo for this this supercharged 12-litre engine. Oh well. We'll get the job done, even if it's not speedy. Can I hold on to this gear? It might just. There we go. Where'd it go? We held on to top. Right, well we're going to be 12 minutes late right now, so we're going to be sort of over our shift time by 12 minutes, and as soon as you go over, you're ripe to get a fine. If the local police spot you, you're going to get a fine for that. I think it's not a big fine, but if you're looking for a perfect delivery, you don't get it if you've got that fine. Shame really, but we might get lucky. Stranger things have happened. Okay, but we're now the 7th gear. There we go. So I think what's interesting, when I was reading up about the fact that Cummins supercharged an engine in the 60s and it was dropped for the 1970 Clean Air Act changes, I admit I was excited at the chance of driving around in a supercharged Cummins. And then when I built the engine on paper, I mean, it loves the mid-range. The 1400 to 1700 is pretty much where the transmission is going to try and keep the revs. Okay. The engine works okay, and you compare this with someone like an NH220 or an NH250. It does perform stronger, don't get me wrong, but in the context of modern trucks, this is not really a performer. And in the context of something like the Mack E6, the early E6s, Maxidyne, to a lesser extent even the Thermodyne engines, this engine is just not where it needs to be. It can say it's not a terrible engine by any stretch, although the Supercharged NH has a reputation for being, let's just say, not the most reliable of engines. It needs careful maintenance. Kill the power. Kill my speed as well. Kill the engine brakes. Downshift. Go. Bit of service brake. Bit more service brake now. Tell the world we're going to turn left. This light's hopefully gonna stay green. Maybe use my indicator a little bit too early there, but that's okay. And The light was green when I started to go through it, right? Oh, gotta stop here. Ooh. Did I go over the line? No. I didn't. Good. Okay, good. So it made all the cows sick. Very sick, I'm sure. Well, we're almost at my destination, so, yeah, we are late, at least on my shift, but we made it to the destination with... What was I supposed to stop there? Oops. We made it to our destination without getting fined so far. I should have got fined for running a stoplight.
Turn right.
Okay. Rather difficult parking today unless it's impossible looking. No passengers, it's a good job that I'm by myself though. So there are 3 variants of the Supercharged Cummins NH. There's the 240, which is, I mean, barely boosted over the sort of naturally aspirated 220. There's this one, which is the 290 horsepower, and then there's the most powerful version. That's a 330. And by saying most powerful, it's the most powerful supercharged version in the family. But there are 400 horsepower, it's a 380 to 400 horsepower engine of around about the same generation in the engine pack. And if you do try those engines, they have a very distinctive high-pitched turbo whistle. It's a little different to this. Underlying engine sound is the same though. So I am no sound guy when it comes to ATS. Build the torque curves. I'll actually stop it to this one, where we roll back as well. I'm going to pull left, give myself a little bit more space. Like I say, this is a long trailer. Let's go ahead and turn in. So, lock. See how well we made this. Could have been neater, but I think we're going to be... Okay, right. I'm going to go check in with the foreman. Let's see. What have we got? Where do you need it? That doesn't look too hard. How hard can that be, right? Okay. Well, we'll be good. Get my lights off. Yeah, it's a long trailer, so I may struggle to get it in the gap here, but we'll give it a go. I think the hardest thing here is going to be having the space. If I line this up correctly, I'm going to use the external view. If I line this up correctly, this should be straightforward. I love the word should. Yeah, except I can't, because look, it's... The trailer is right, is longer than the space I've got. Okay. It's a disappointment. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like shunt it around quite a bit here. Okay, not a bad effort so far, I don't think. But there's a good chance I can start to correct it. Leaving it a little late, but okay, I see what... It's not a bit missing from the model. That gap I was talking about with the wheels is actually a bit missing from the wheels, so it seems. Okay. Besides, it isn't a difficult parking maneuver if I'm not wriggling around all over the place like a fish out of water. Okay, so I like a sidewinder air-to-air missile zooming in on its prey. We're going to oversteer left, and we're going to oversteer right, and eventually we're going to hit the nail right on the head. I hope. Okay, straighten it up. Really close to this trailer, but we're not touching it, so I think that we're good. Look at that. May have just pulled this out the bag. Ow. Obviously I knew I would do it. Look at that. Oh, I think I should make this the like the intro is shocker. David makes makes a delivery. Right, let's shut the thing off and let's see how well we did, because hopefully everyone appreciates my amazing parking there. That's quite a result. Right, well, we did 173 miles and we burnt 40 and a bit gallons. So yeah, that's about 4 miles per gallon. That's a little higher, not quite 4.5. Okay. Superchargers are inherently less efficient. Bunch of caveats there than a supercharger, all things being equal. And was it worth it? Could I run one of these and make profit? Probably not. Not at 4.5 miles per gallon. On the other hand, there's a lot of cows, and maybe cattle hauling pays really well. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, you know what to do. If you haven't, you also know what to do. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.